Hello, everyone. This is Walk-ins Welcome. I'm Ivy Dai, chef and food writer. Today's episode is sponsored by Culture OC, the premier arts and cultures resource right here in Orange County at cultureoc.org. Today on the show, we have Jo Situ, who is a creative chef and artist. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Ivy.
Yeah. So you were just telling me a little earlier about how you started a new initiative, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. After our street food cafe in Costa Mesa closed, it was called Mo Mi Mei. After it closed, I was like, what do we do now? And I'm an artist and a chef, and I had an art studio in Laguna Beach, and so I basically decided to start hosting private dinners at my art studio, and therefore the name Eat Like an Artist came about. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, Jo is very humble, but she was voted one of the museums, right? Best artist of the year.
Yes, yes. I was voted a Founders Circle Museum's Laguna Art Museum Artist of the Year. Yeah, the same time I opened the restaurant. So that
Yes.
was really interesting. The same week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that because you're working like 80 hours a week or something, right?
Yeah.
Or
I was working crazy hours opening Mo Mi Mei and being there every day and, managing and
yeah.
hosting. And then I got that award. It was a big surprise. So
Mhm.
when I started doing this series, Eat Like an Artist, it really just brought together my favorite things, which were being a creative, being an artist, building experience, and then introducing people to the world of my cooking.
Okay, so what's on the menu? Like, what's like a typical?
A typical
Yeah.
menu is 5-course menu. It's always gluten free, dairy free, seed oil free. And a lot of it is like Californian Chinese, I would say, Californian
Okay.
Asian. So I'm cooking with a lot of ingredients and a lot of ways of cooking that maybe most people aren't used to. At least in my community and in my world, a lot of people don't eat at Asian restaurants that much because they're afraid of seed oils or MSG or whatever. And so it was really about sharing the foods of like the Asian diaspora through a really artistic and beautiful setting. And it was always called an evening retreat because I would always include different aspects that I'm really interested in, like spirituality, like tarot,
Mhm.
plant dyes, art, creativity. So it was always like a dinner and an experience in one.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yes, because I remember at Mo Mi Mei, there was, rice rolls, but then with, California twist, so I feel like,
Yeah.
it's a continuation of your cuisine
Yeah.
at the
It was
restaurant.
absolutely a
Mhm.
continuation. Always like basically, I think it really reflects the story of who I am and a lot of Chinese people in California. I'm a California girl, but I'm a Chinese girl,
Yeah.
So it's both
Yeah.
fresh produce, farmers markets,
That's amazing.
clean, definitely super Asian.
Yeah. What do you mean by super Asian?
Well, I'm using ingredients like golden lilies. I'm using snow fungus. I'm using wood
Okay.
gear. I'm
Yeah, that's
using
super
dates, jujubes,
yeah, that is super Asian.
zoji. I'm making my own chili oil. So I'm just using a lot of ingredients that most people may be not familiar with,
Mhm.
but in a very fresh and delightful way,
Yeah,
hopefully.
that's so incredible. And then so what's kind of the people that are drawn to your classes? Yeah.
To my dinners, the
Your
people that are
dinners? Yeah.
drawn to are definitely, I would say, a portion of them are usually really elevated women, usually founders, entrepreneurs,
Mm.
women who have a lot of their life together and are looking to experience something really magical and relaxing and beautiful.
Mm.
And they have a desire for an experience and um, a really beautiful, high quality, well-made dinner
Yeah.
that's coursed. And then I would say the other portion are women that I don't know, word of mouth, but most of them
Mm.
are creatives for sure, whether they're in, film or arts or spirituality. I feel like the common denominator is that everyone's creative and everyone's curious.
Oh, creative and curious. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, because you had said a little because you kind of were ended up being in environmental science. What did you
Yeah.
right? Did you study?
Yeah. Yeah. My background is in science, it's in
Yeah.
ecology. So
Yeah.
I went to UCLA and got my degree in geography and environmental studies, and I have
Mhm.
a master's degree in sustainable management. So that was really the first 10 10 years of my career was all in ecology. But that ethos really informs everything I do, right?
Mm,
It's about environmental and social responsibility and about understanding that we are just one part in the web of life. And
yeah.
so that comes through whether I'm an artist or a chef. It's all that same connection.
Yeah, because then it kind of became that you sort of were like accidental artist because you had
Yeah.
the book, right, where you
Yeah.
illustrated,
Yeah.
right? Well,
Oh my gosh, you have an amazing memory.
yes, I do, yeah. Because I this is how we met is then when, she had, opened Mo Mi Mei, her restaurant, and I'd interviewed for an article, so that's how we met, but yeah,
Yeah.
but you, wrote it was about California, was it
Natives.
yeah,
Yeah.
right,
Yep.
California Day,
I
but
wrote and illustrated, remember when the coloring book thing,
yeah.
like, trend was really big?
Mhm.
My publisher and I, we made the first, like, super fine, large format, art-driven coloring book. So it was really, like, refined paper. It was really beautiful binding, larger format than what was happening at the time. So I wrote and illustrated 2 books on California's native species.
Yes.
So one on Southern California and one on Northern California. And then that kind of accidentally launched my art career. And I
Yes.
became a go-to artist for wellness and beauty and fashion, like,
Mhm.
for the next 10 years or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also then won the award for, right, Laguna Art Museum
Yeah.
Artist of the Year, and then you fell into food, right?
Yeah.
So,
How that
um
happened.
yeah. Is it just were you friends I'm trying to remember now, were you just friends at Sumter and
Yeah,
mhm,
it's interesting because as a creative,
yeah.
our world is always like very flexible, very moving, all the time. And when I was looking for and to diversify my income, basically, I was like, "What should I do, friends?" And basically, all my friends were like, "You need to cook for us, and people would pay you to cook." And I was like, "Okay." And, I've been cooking since I was 8 years old. My first dish was, bitter melon with beef and blasting sauce.
Oh.
I grew up in Chinatown, LA, so,
Yeah.
it's, like, very common for, like, an 8-year-old, 9-year-old to be, like, in charge of dinner. And so,
Yes, it
my first
is.
dish, yeah, Asian parents expect different of you, and so, I think when my friends asked me to cook for them, I was like, "Oh, sure." I mean, it's something that I do so naturally that I have a real intuition and affinity for. And so I cooked a very big dinner for Chilean and Sumter for when the tea master of Global Tea Hut came to visit with his friends and his coworkers. I cooked a Californian inspired Chinese multi-course dinner that was like vegetarian and clean and beautiful.
Oh, incredible.
I think after that, Chilean and Sumter called me and were like, "We have an idea.
Oh my
Do you want to be
god.
a part of it? Do you want to be the face of, Mo Mi Mei, and do you want to help us build this restaurant?"
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, for those who don't know, Sheila and Sumter, Pendergrass. Sumter is the, owner and founder of Sidecar Donuts, who was in episode 2 of Walk-ins Welcome, and they were, partners with Joe to create that restaurant.
Yeah.
It's in Costa Mesa.
Yeah. We were all bonded by the fact that we really craved fresh, um, fresh, and like just a modern twist on
Yeah.
Chinese food that we all grew up loving to eat. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's incredible.
Yeah.
I love that. And then you guys launched how long was it for the restaurant? Like, from the idea to conception, like
Oh my gosh, I would say it was almost 2 full years.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So that was probably okay.
yeah,
So that kinda took over your life.
it did. Definitely did.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of a divorce, I was
Mm,
definitely, um, in the middle of a lot, but it was perfect timing, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
and then now it's segued into the Eat Like an Artist, right?
Yeah, so
And
I've
then
been doing that for the last 2 years, Eat Like an
okay.
Artist.
And then you've also been doing private chefing as well, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yes. I didn't set out to be a private chef, but just through my dinners and through people's experience with me
Mhm.
and the food that I make and the experiences I created, it just happened that way that I just got invited to personal chef for some people.
That's wonderful, and
Yeah.
then I don't know, I'm really always really amazed by just your general philosophy. I mean, your philosophy in food, which
Uh,
is, like, similar to mine, but also just your philosophy in life and balance, I guess. So you take the summers, right, to spend with your kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids are too old now for summer camp, and so
Okay.
they don't, they require a lot more excitement and stimulation. So we go on trips. We go to Ojai. We went to Ojai this summer, Vancouver, Whistler. We're
Mhm.
always really active. We're always outside exploring. I love nature. We all love nature. We
Yeah.
all love to eat. So,
Mhm.
we're going to like eat at really fun restaurants. We're going hiking all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And then how
It's
did
important, I think,
yeah.
to not burn out when you're
Mhm.
such a active, creative person.
Yeah, yeah, for creatives out there, so is that the way you've always been? Like, that you've always had a good balance between, you know,
Um,
restoration and then creation?
I don't think it was always on purpose. I think it was just like I feel like my creativity comes in waves.
Mm,
So I would get a period of very active, very creative work where I was like working a ton. And then naturally I would just go through periods where there was not much happening. And
okay.
then I read Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert a
Oh,
long, long,
yeah.
long time ago.
Okay.
But it first came out and
Mhm.
it made a huge impact on me because it reiterated that that was very normal. Like for a creative person to have lulls
Yeah.
and just have cycles of creativity and rest and creativity and rest. And so
Mhm.
that's something that I've really come to embrace. I know
Yeah.
that I am continuously creative person, so I don't worry when I have times of like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, like
I'm just relaxing right now, and
yeah.
that's the fertile soil.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, art like big rock stars, they usually go into on hiatus or they, step away
Yeah.
and then they come back with their album
Mhm.
after.
Yeah.
But, and yeah, in Big Magic, I believe that she was talking about how Elizabeth Gilbert, she would go and do some other type of
Yeah.
creative thing that she doesn't usually do, like gardening, like
Yes, exactly.
pottery or something
It's
that was different.
super
Was
yeah.
she getting stuck with her writing
Yeah.
instead of forcing it? And then after a few
Yes.
months, like,
Yeah.
the little shoots
Yeah. It's
of
super important for
inspiration.
me to do that.
Mhm.
I love that you bring that up
Mm.
because that is why I'm a multifaceted creative. Like I
Yeah.
do photography, I chef, I draw, I write poetry, I do creative trending reporting. I do a lot of these things because I need breaks from one or the other. And so it's all a part of my world. Like I am an artist of many mediums, and all of these things are different parts of my life as an artist.
Mhm.
It keeps me kind of just fresh and less like burnoutable.
Yeah, very audible, yeah,
Yeah.
and then things, for people who are because you mentioned you're going through your divorce,
Mhm.
um, during the launch or trying to launch, Mo Mi Mei, but,
Yeah.
tips for people out there, like, navigating that and, coming out the other side.
Oh, wow. I would say to always listen to your intuition,
Mhm,
follow your heart, lean into the hard feelings. I would say one of the key things that I'm really proud that I'm really good at is feeling everything.
mm,
Obviously, when you're going through a relationship ending, you're going through a million different feelings. And allowed myself to feel all of it. And I allowed myself to feel it all. Not in a way that's like I'm lingering in it, but in a way that I complete the feeling. I think that was very, very crucial. And I think that that's something that isn't spoken about enough when we're suffering too. Most people's desire is to repress it, run away from it, avoid
mm,
it.
mm.
And for some reason, that's just not how I do things. And I think that now that I've done more spiritual work and read more books, it actually is the way you're supposed to go through life is to feel all the feelings so that you can complete that and then move on and have new things come into your energy field.
Yeah, like nature,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Just like nature.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, tell me about, I guess, like a typical day. Well, I know that's not really a typical day because it can change,
Yeah.
but like routines and rituals that you have.
Well, right now it's summer, so there's
Mhm.
nothing typical. But
Yeah.
during the school year, I think a typical day is like a really good night's of rest.
Okay.
I love to sleep. Like, I
Mm.
would love to sleep 10 hours, but I get
Yeah.
8 or 9 if I don't have my kids with me
Okay.
that those days, and then when I have my kids, it's very different. So, I think an ideal typical working day would be,
Mm.
like, waking up, I do cha dao, ceremonial tea, so I'll do
Mhm.
tea while, playing a really beautiful playlist, um, petting my cats,
Yeah.
very meditative, and, after 7 bowls of tea and water, I usually have a very clear that's the meditation for me, and so I have a very clear idea of, like, what am I gonna wear? I have a huge actions to-do list, like, every day,
Yeah.
you know? Being a mother, being a single mother, running your own business, being a creative, there's, like, always so many lists, like, that are happening, and I'm always trying to, like, check off them, so
Yeah.
I think it's just every day just check off different things, and sometimes it's communicating every day it's probably communicating with clients, and then it's also, making space to play and be creative because then that's when, like, ideas for events happen or dinners or collaborations or,
Yeah.
people that I should talk to that I like that make a song makes me think of someone or something like that. And then, yeah, then I'm just working, creating, menu planning, writing, drawing. Um, yeah, all of those things just kind of flow from one to another.
Yeah. I'm doing all that. Yeah. And then, like toward nighttime, is there any
I love
ritual?
cooking for one. So I love
Okay.
cooking for myself. I love like cooking. I love lighting candles. I think that's the ritual. I love beauty. I love design and beauty.
Okay.
So I like to make if I'm serving myself, like, for it to be beautiful, that would
Yeah.
that's an ideal day, right?
That's beautiful cooking for one because I lived alone or as just like a single person for so long, or even when you're, in a relationship with one other person. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of work to cook for one or even two. And then in Chinese it's like lan, like you're just like lazy,
Yeah.
like lan, like
Yeah.
to do it,
Yeah.
you know? But I love how you make that and turn it around into
Yeah.
a way to
I mean, it's not that
replenish.
hard. Like,
Yeah.
I love a really good complicated miso soup. So it's just like a pot of boiling water with all the things I love in it. And it's the season right now. It's like kabocha squash, lion's mane,
Mm.
mushrooms, different wild greens. Yeah, a red miso,
Okay.
tofu.
I could
Um,
do this.
yeah,
Yeah,
anyone
I
can
have
do
miso
it.
I have miso in my freezer. Yeah.
Literally anyone can do it. I'm always like cooking for yourself or cooking for other people. Cooking in general is just not once you kind of master
Mhm.
what flavors and tastes go together and what you
Yeah.
like, it's not that hard. And it's really about enjoying the process.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know it's so funny because I worked as a chef for so long,
Yeah.
especially private chef when you're so in demand. So very little time to cook for myself.
Yeah.
But now my partner works, he has a full-time job,
Yeah.
and I'm more like in between projects or, have more downtime. So I'm,
Yeah.
like the de facto chef.
Yeah.
So it's a new experience for me. So I've been cooking dinner for us like almost like every
Yeah.
night. And
Ooh,
so,
what's like a typical meal?
let's see. So I made chicken enchiladas with,
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Which is like, I don't know, it just that came up as like kind of something easy and quick, but still sort of impressive comfort food,
Mhm.
right? Or I'll make spaghetti or I'll make this another, what else did I do a honey mustard glazed salmon
Mhm.
with like a quinoa
Mhm.
tabbouleh kind of salad
Mhm.
that I do.
Mhm. Yeah.
What else? Just yeah, this like I'll just like make up things.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's the
mean?
best part about being a chef. You're like,
Yeah.
"What do I feel like? What's in season?" You just make it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I'm able to kind of take a protein or to just take food and then add seasoning and then like make it a meal,
Yeah.
So it'll go
Yeah.
like Asian or Italian or,
Yeah, it's just like what herbs you
Mediterranean
use and what spices, right? It's always like the same proteins and things that you can play with.
and veggies, so
Yeah.
change it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're kind of on a health kick now, so to eat more clean. Well, it's just the way
Yeah.
I've eaten for a long time, but that influences.
Yeah. Well, I have kids. So I know all about it.
Oh, okay. So do
Yeah.
your kids eat the same as you or like
Yeah, I would say so. I think overall they have like an affinity for high quality produce in
Mhm.
general. Like
Yeah.
they're very picky about fruit and veggies and things, and they eat pretty much all fruits and veggies if I cook it the right way.
Yeah.
But yeah, each person has like their own things that they prefer. Yeah. Like my older one prefers Asian, my younger one prefers American, Mexican, Italian.
And do they cook or?
Yeah, they both cooked.
Oh,
Last night we both cooked. We all three of us cooked.
yeah.
Yeah.
What did you guys make?
My younger one and I made um cornmeal and Parmesan crusted
Yeah.
Pacific flounder,
Yum.
and with bok choy and gailan.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Chinese broccoli.
yeah, Chinese
Yeah, you
broccoli.
guys look very
And then my
yeah.
older one made a soup, and we did seaweed, kabocha squash, shiitake, garlic, ginger, and then we added some of the Dover sole into that too, the
Uh,
Pacific Dover sole into her soup. And so it was like a great
mhm.
way to use like protein in an American dish and then in a miso Japanese soup dish.
That sounds so
Yeah,
delicious.
and we all ate it together. Like very
Yeah.
different, but it was the same fish.
Now, are they your assistants for, eat like an artist? Or do
No.
they help you? No. Okay.
I like to get into like a meditative groove. I do mostly everything myself, and sometimes I have a friend who helps me as well.
Okay.
She's really sweet.
But how do you set up oh, that's great. But how do you set up in the studio? Like, do you have, like, portable stove or, like, what
No, my studio is no longer with me. I've moved out of my art studio into
Mhm.
an apartment now,
Okay.
closer to the beach. So my art studio before had a full kitchen. That's why it worked.
Like,
It was a
yeah.
studio or a miss.
Okay.
Now I'm actually looking for a space
And
because
space.
I would love to continue doing it like an artist the way I did, world building and creating this beautiful experience and atmosphere. But I'm looking for a location. So right now I don't have one yet.
Okay. For
I'm
to
sure something will come.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've always thought about doing classes in my house. I don't know. Come
Yeah.
over and look at it.
Yeah. Well,
As a
definitely
garden.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
then you have to bring but then to build on the art portion of things. So
Yeah. Well, I have many friends who are creative and in like
yeah.
in design. And so there's definitely been talks about doing dinners at their homes or in their spaces so that it combines art and design and food. And I think those are always
Mhm.
the most important values for me in building a culinary experience.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a woman's house I go to in Newport, and she's like a beautiful outdoor garden with, succulents and
Yeah.
little fairy lights and a fireplace, and then she also does guided meditation or,
Yeah.
that type of thing, and then she has a beautiful kitchen that has a central island.
Yeah.
So, yeah, something like that maybe. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can't wait to see, the new location
Yeah.
where it's
Thank
gonna
you.
be. So yeah, do you have any final tips for like, I don't know, maybe beauty? Because you have such, I mean, great skin too.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah.
Well, my major
Mhm.
tip is I don't drink alcohol. I haven't had alcohol in, I don't know. I mean, I've had like a sip of champagne here and there, but I don't drink alcohol.
Okay.
And I really believe that it's really just from the inside out. You know, I cultivate peace and harmony in my heart and spirit. And I think it shines through. And I
Yeah.
think it's cooking with intention and with love,
Yeah.
for yourself.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, definitely. So how do people find you to sign up?
Oh,
When are
yes,
the
yes.
series
So,
starting down?
on Instagram, I'm at Dirty Eraser, so DIRTY_eraser. My food Instagram is Eat Like an Artist with dots in between. So eat dot like dot, eat like an artist. And then my website is dirtyeraser.com, where you kind of just see the whole world that I build. So I would say start there, dirtyeraser.com, and then go to my Instagram, you know?
Okay, that
Yeah.
sounds great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Yeah, so go ahead. You can follow us, the show, on Instagram at Ivy Eats and TikTok at the Ivy Eats. The podcast will be available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And we'll see you here next time on Walk-ins Welcome.
Thank you.